Now, one thing is, beside fixed cost and variable cost, there is element or there is a classification that is known as mixed cost. Now, what is it? As the name is also suggesting, that mixed cost means this is the combination of maybe two things, maybe three things. So it is mixed. Here, mixed cost means that is the cost which includes fixed cost and variable cost. That cost is known as mixed cost. Let's suppose I am writing here an example that we have certain production levels in units and we have costs incurred in dollar. Okay, we have production level of 10 units, 30 units, 60 units, 70 units, and 90 units. Okay, and their associated costs are $20,000, $50,000, $80,000, $95,000, and one $10,000. Now, these costs can we classify? Can we call this cost as either variable cost or the fixed cost? Can we calculate or what this cost shall be written as? Is there an indication that this cost is fixed cost, or is there an indication is that is this cost is variable cost? Is there an indication? No, right? So
Yeah, no.
this cost is known as mixed cost, in which there is maybe some part of fixed cost and maybe some part of variable cost. So mixed cost is basically the combination of both. Now from this cost, the managerial decision making depends on variable cost separate and fixed cost separate. Now from this mixed cost, we have to separate out the variable cost and the fixed cost. There are certain methods used. So we will now discuss the methods to separate fixed cost and variable cost from mixed cost. Okay.
Mhm.
There are certain methods, two to three methods. Number one method is known as regression analysis or reciprocal method. Number two is known as scattered diagram method. And number three is known as high low point method. Now see if these two methods, if you can recall it, you must have studied these two methods in your business mathematics or statistics method. Statistics. Have you read that? Studied this topic?
Yeah, I think I can recall scattered diagram
Scatter
method.
diagram?
And the regression analysis is just
Yes.
like a statistical method where you have one independent variable and the other one is dependent.
Right. Very good. So
Okay.
in managerial accounting, the focus is on this method, high-low point method, and comparatively, this method is comparatively easy with respect to the in comparison of the two above methods. So in managerial accounting or in organizations where productions are done and where mixed costs are incurred, then high-low point method is normally used. So we will be discussing basically high-low point method in our managerial accounting. Now,
Okay, so you don't use the first two.
they are statistical tools, these softwares are used, but normally they are not used. And if they are used, then in managerial accounting, it is assumed that the students have studied it in the statistical classes. Then,
Mhm. Is there a reason why they're not used?
due to their complexity. Now, some in organization, some may call us that my variable factor is fixed cost, dependent factor, and some organizations may call it my independent variable is independent factor is fixed cost. So, uh, on the basis of usage and complexity involved, so these methods are less preferred. Then
Okay. Yeah.
now see high-low method, and you can also compare it when we are done with the high-low method, and then you can recall your these statistical methods. Then you will find it easy comparatively. High-low point method. What is done in the high-low point method? In high-low point method, as the name suggests, one high point is taken and one low point is taken. And what is meant by that? One high is taken and one low is taken is the activity, the production level, and its corresponding cost. Let's suppose uh, in our example, this example, what is high level of activity? Obviously, the production of 90 units. So we can write it 90 units and its corresponding cost. Which is the corresponding cost? It is dollar 110,000, right?
Yes.
Now we will take the low activity. Which is the low activity?
10 units.
10 units, obviously. So we will write here like 10 units. And what is the corresponding cost? Dollar
20,000.
20,000. Now in the next step, what we have to do is that we will take the differences of this cost and these units. So what will be the difference? 110 minus 20,
It would be 90,000.
it will be 90,000. And 90 minus 10, obviously it would be 80 units.
Mm-hmm.
Now we will divide this difference of cost with this difference of units. So if we divide 90,000 divided by 80, what it will be? The answer
Uh, mm,
up to two decimal,
9,000
up to
or
two
what?
decimal points. And if there is no decimal, it's whole amount, then it is good. Have you calculated it?
Okay, I'll do it. I was doing it in my head.
Okay. It will be
It's 1,000 and
yes,
125.
1,000. Now see what we have done here. We have done cost divided by units. So what is this? What we can call it? It is
The high-low point?
no. This is maybe we can be call it as per unit cost. Making sense? Are you getting this? cost, total cost divided by units. So this will be what? Per
Mhm.
unit cost. And this per unit cost will be under high-low method will be variable cost per unit. Okay. This will give us
Okay.
variable cost per unit. And according to the characteristics that we had studied, variable cost per unit will remain what? Same at
The same.
all levels. Done? Clear till now?
Yeah.
Any issue?
No.
Okay, great. Now again I am writing just our activity levels. That is 90 units. Now you can see the magic and 10 units. Okay. If I multiply this per unit variable cost by the number of units, it will give me total variable cost, isn't it?
Yeah.
This involves some mathematics also. So I don't know how good you are at mathematics, but these are the simple logics. If I
Yeah,
multiply,
it is.
done. If I multiply
Yeah.
this per unit cost with the total number of units, then it will give me total cost. And since this is variable cost per unit, then it will give me total variable cost. Done. And what it would be?
Yeah. Yeah, it is
What?
101,250
Let me check. 1125
into 90.
into 90 is 101
250.
to done. And
Yeah.
similarly, if I multiply 1125 by 10 units, it will give me total variable cost at of producing 10 units. Then it would be 11250.
Yeah.
11250. Done.
Yes.
Now,
I see where you're going.
sorry.
I see where you're going with this, and then you just subtract this with the
Uh,
total cost in the
great,
table,
great.
and then you get the fixed cost.
Yes, done. Good. You know it.
Yeah, it's very simple math.
Great, good. Good. Then total cost of producing 90 units is 110,000.
Yeah.
And total cost of producing 10 units is 20,000. Now this is the total cost. Total cost means there is variable cost in it and fixed cost in it. We have calculated fixed cost. The remaining will be what?
It would be we
Fixed.
calculated fixed cost, and
We
then
have
it would be the
calculated.
other cost.
We have calculated. Sorry, total variable cost, and the remaining will be what? Fixed.
Total fixed
So
cost.
this minus this, what it is? 8750.
8750.
8750
50.
and 20,000 minus 11,250, it must be 8750.
Yeah, it is.
If there is the case, then you have done the calculation correct, because we have also studied that fixed cost remains what? Remains
Same.
same at all levels, and see here fixed cost is same. So the moment fixed cost came same, then you can uh, this will be a sigh of relief for you that the question is you have done it correct. Done.
Yeah.
Any simple.
Yes.
Okay, I will give you some practice questions of high-low method. You
Okay.
now the managerial accounting or cost accounting. After deciding on the cost, that either it is fixed cost, either it is variable cost, or either it is mixed cost. Then if it is mixed cost, then it should be separated in the fixed cost and variable cost. What an organization, what an production facility have to do with the cost? Obviously, these costs are used in the production of any product. The main target of any organization is the production of any product, and after that they have produced it, they will go into the market and they will sell it. Then they will sell it, then they will get revenue. That is financial accounting matter. And this matter, the market matter, is economics matter. You might have studied perfect market, imperfect market.
Yes.
That is the one. So now here we are discussing about, we are limited to the production. This area is about the managerial accounting. This area is about the economics, and this area is about the financial accounting that we are studying. So in managerial accounting, the organizations are mainly concerned with the costs that are incurred in the production of any product. Okay. So we have studied fixed cost, variable cost, and
Mixed costs.
now these costs may be of associated with many things. For production, three main items are required, without which a production cannot be carried. In economics, there are four factors of production. In managerial accounting, there are basically three main components, three factors. What are these? For producing any product, some material is required. Unless that material is present, we cannot produce anything. Then, if material is present, but in our factory the labor is not present, then we cannot do production. Even to operate a machinery, even a single labor is required. So material, and second factor is what? Labor is required. And then obviously the expenses associated with that product. And these expenses may include labor wages, may include machinery, lubrication, machinery charges, and all this, factory rent. These all are known as expenses. And now in managerial accounting, the expenses which are related to the production facility. Now we are narrowing down our discussion. Production is done in the factory. Okay. And factory is kept as separate from the head office activities. Are you getting this?
Yeah.
These in a head office there is HR, there is finance, there is marketing and selling. But in factory there is no such department. They are just there may be some processes. They are because they are concerned with the production of the product. They are not concerned with the promoting it. They are not concerned with the selling it. Head office sales department will tell them that we have got such and such number of orders, please produce accordingly. Then they will always be concerned with the production. They will not be concerned with the revenue. Are you getting this? Done?
Yeah.
So the expenses which are related to the factory, they are known as overheads. In financial accounting, we call them expenses. In managerial accounting, the factory expenses are known as what? Overheads. And head office expenses are expenses. Clear?
Yeah.
Head office rent is rent expense. Factory rent is overhead. Done?
Yeah.
Clear? So there are three components that are used in the production: material, labor, and overheads. Clear? Now come to
Yes.
the material. Materials are further classified into two things. That is, one is direct material, and obviously second would be one is direct and other is indirect material. Their short name is BM, IM. Similarly, labor. What is the difference? We will discuss it. Similarly, labor is also classified in direct labor, indirect labor. Okay, and overheads. Generally, overheads are overheads, but sometimes they may be classified as direct overheads or indirect overheads, but are overheads. Clear?
Yes.
Now, what is direct? Now, the thing common in these three is classification is direct, and other thing is indirect. So, if we can collectively discuss it, direct versus indirect. The basic distinction, the basic classification, the basic definition of the direct material, direct labor, or direct overhead would be these materials, these labors, and these overheads are readily identifiable in the product, or you may say they forms the major part of the product. Okay. Now indirect means that you may call as quantity is lesser, or you may call it as less weightage in the product. Okay. Now, if we take the examples separately, let's take an example of if one organization is making shirt. So, what would be the direct material and what would be the indirect material? As we have studied the definition, that direct material would be readily identifiable in that product, forms the major part. So, what would be the major part in the shirt? Can you tell that?
Sorry, you lagged a bit. Can you repeat the question?
In shirt, what would be the direct material and what would be the
Hello?
indirect material? Hello? Hello? Am I audible?
Okay, yeah, now I can hear you.
Okay.
In cloth, and
Yes.
then the thread. Hello?
Yes. Clothes and
Yes, you are. Can you hear me?
yes, yes. Carry on.
Cloth
And
and thread.
thread means thread is not
Thread.
for a direct material. Thread is not direct material because it is just for stitching. And what would be the indirect material? We can call thread as indirect material, and any other thing which we can form which do not form the major part of it, less weightage. although that product is important, like buttons, but their quantity is lesser, their weightage is lesser. Then, hello, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, yes, what happened? Am I not audible?
Hello?
Hello, what
I
happened?
I don't know. Maybe it's my internet. Now it is, but sometimes you lag a lot.
Why? Device is,
Hello? Can you hear
yes,
me?
yes, 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 I can hear you. What about you? Can you hear me?
Okay, okay, great. I can hear you, but sometimes, no, sometimes you lag a lot.
Maybe connection problem.
Yeah, most probably.
But wait, let me connect again. Wait a minute.
I'll try leaving and joining again.
Okay, I am commencing new session. Disconnecting the session, then I will also connect again.